It's that time of year again known as the holidays, where people tend to give each other gifts for various reasons. In all seriousness though, you may be wondering exactly what would be a good gift to give a Uber or Lyft driver, whether it be for the holidays or let's say it's later in the year and you want to get them a birthday present. What are some good gifts that a rideshare driver would greatly appreciate it? Well, let's get into it. Hello everyone, this is Elijah with the RideShare Guy, and in this video we're going to be talking about some good gifts that rideshare drivers would appreciate, just in case you have someone in mind that you would like to get them a gift for. When it comes to items that can make the gig of a rideshare that much easier, more efficient, or just even help with ways of directly making money, there are a lot of them out there, and that's what we're going to be covering in this video. I do want to say before we get started that a lot of these items I'm going to be mentioning are actually going to be available on the Rakuten app, which is an extension that can be used to get cash back when you make a purchase on certain items. That means that you could actually get some cash back in addition to getting a gift for a friend or family member or someone who's a rideshare driver. So that's something to consider. If you're interested in Rakuten, we'll leave a link to our review of Rakuten in the description and the pinned comment. With that being said, let's get into the items. Starting off with number one on the list is a dash camera. And anyone who's a driver, this comes as no surprise. There are a lot of reasons that dash cameras, or dash cams as we frequently call them, are useful for rideshare drivers. They can be useful for insurance reasons in case an accident happens. You have more footage, more angles that you could work with should you need that footage for insurance reasons. The dash cam footage could prove useful if you need to point something out to the rideshare companies such as Uber and Lyft in terms of something that went down with a passenger. Of course, the biggest pro in my opinion is it just gives an overall peace of mind to me. Everything I mentioned is still valid, but I find that passengers are a lot less likely to act a fool if there's a dash cam pointed right in front of them and they know that they're being recorded. On top of that, if you do need the footage for whatever reason, you'll be grateful that you have that dash cam. It's better to have and not need than need to not have. Is that the saying? So I think that kind of summarizes the value of a dash cam when it comes to being a rideshare driver, and it will be very much appreciated as a gift. Moving on to the second item would be a phone mount. In fact, mine is right here, but there are different versions of phone mounts. But as you know, we need our phones in order to operate the Uber and Lyft app. And we can't be looking down like this because that's just strictly not safe. So having the phone mount makes it easy just to navigate on your phone, navigate the apps, and also use your GPS. The third item that will make a great gift to a rideshare driver is weather mats. You're going to have a lot of foot traffic, quite literally, going in and out of your car. And that means that people are going to be tracking like dirt and small little pebbles from their shoes. And before you know it, the mats in your car are going to get dirtier and dirtier. Well, if you actually trade them out for weather mats, at the very least when you do rideshare, that will make a big difference because these weather mats are easier to clean and they're a little harder to get dirtier in general. Plus, I think it's actually just good to have separate mats for when you do rideshare. And when you're not doing rideshare, you can take those mats off and you'll put in whatever your standard mats are. Moving on to number 4 is a Bluetooth earpiece. This goes without saying, but the less you need to touch your phone during a trip or just when you're driving in general, the more you can concentrate on the wheel and the road. And obviously, that's very much appreciated in every scenario you could bump into. The fifth item that can make a great gift for a rideshare driver, ironically, is a gift card. Not just any gift card, but a gift card for gas. As rideshare drivers, gas is our biggest expense outside of taxes. So anything that can minimize that expense will really go a long way toward accelerating our profit margins. So it's kind of an indirect way of giving your friend or family member money if they're a rideshare driver. Moving on to number 6 is anything that will support a driver's head, their back, or their neck. As drivers, we spend a lot of time in our cars, and even though we should be getting out and stretching anytime that we can, it doesn't change the fact that we're in a fixed position for a long period of time throughout the day. Any items that can help offset this is greatly appreciated. One thing that we recommend that drivers consider getting for their car seat is an item called back shield. For those of y'all that are curious about that, we've done a video about this in the past. That'll be linked in the description. Moving down the gift list, number 7 would be a LED flashlight. If something goes wrong in the middle of the night with your car, you're going to need some kind of flashlight to potentially work some magic. And if you don't have it, it'll make things inconvenient to say the least. Another benefit of having a flashlight on standby is I have a habit of every time a passenger gets out of the car and it's nighttime, I just go back there real quick right when they get out, just look in the seats and make sure something didn't slide out of their pocket like a phone charger or something like that. I've had that happen on a few occasions, and I've been able to tell the passenger before they get too far, hey, you forgot your phone charger or something. Like, oh, I didn't see it, thank you. That all came back to me having a flashlight and just being able to look back there real quick. So that's something that not only the drivers would appreciate, but rideshare passengers will appreciate that flashlight too. Moving on to the 8th thing that makes a good gift is another gift card, this time for restaurants. So as drivers, we may find that we end up eating out a little more because sometimes you might plan on driving a set amount of time, but you just decide to stay out there because it's just sizzling. And if it's sizzling out there, you're not going to torture yourself by not eating. You're going to go grab something to eat, recharge your batteries, so to speak, and then get back out there and keep getting that money. Well, as a driver, I can personally say that if I had a gift card to a restaurant that I enjoyed and that scenario came up, the biggest smile would pop up on my face because I'll get to go and eat, and it's not going to be subtracting a lot from my earnings for that day. Of course, what gift card will depend on what your friend or family member likes to eat, but in general, many national chains do have gift cards, and most of them can be found on Amazon. The 9th gift item that's great for rideshare drivers is an insulated water bottle. It's very important to stay hydrated throughout the day while you're driving. And going through a bunch of Ozarka bottles will start to get inconvenient after a while. So if you just have an insulated water bottle that you can just refill as needed, that's very convenient and drivers appreciate it. Coming on to the halfway point at number 10 is a car trash can. This is one of those things that a driver may not realize that they needed it until you give it to them. But it's something that passengers can use to throw their trash away, and even the drivers can use to throw their trash away. And the good news about these cans is most of them are leak proof, so even if some kind of unfinished beverage makes its way into the trash can, it won't leak all over your seats. And speaking of seats, that brings us to number 11, which is seat covers. The value of these are pretty self-explanatory. A seat cover can protect your furniture in the car, so to speak, from any kind of miscellaneous spills from passengers or maybe even from us as drivers. Let's say someone ends up spilling coffee or a drink or something. It spills on the seat cover. Well, you can take that off and take care of it and put it back on or replace it with another seat cover versus having to try and get it out of your actual seat or spend extra money taking it to a detailing service to do it for you. The 12th great gift item that we would appreciate is a lunchbox or some kind of Tupperware that can keep meals inside. Now, we did talk about how a lot of drivers will end up eating out more as they're driving, but a lot of the drivers also meal prep and take their food with them. Of course, when doing this, they have to keep the food in something, and Tupperware and lunchboxes go a long way towards letting us keep our food with us. So when it's time to eat, we can eat, then get back on the road in a timely fashion and not be starving all day. The 13th thing on our gift list for rideshare drivers is a car vacuum cleaner. As we mentioned before, you have a lot of traffic coming in and out of your car. And this means that people are going to be coming in, bringing dirt, pebbles, all kinds of stuff in your car. It's pretty much inevitable. But by having this item, a driver can take care of this issue very fast, no problem. They can just plug it in a cigarette lighter and vacuum their seats and the areas around their seats pretty fast. So it's a great way to keep your car clean in between trips in a very timely manner. The 14th thing that would make a great gift for a rideshare driver is the RideShare Guy by Harry himself. Anyone who's been in the rideshare industry for some time knows that the fundamentals of success in the rideshare industry are measured in dollars. That means that from the moment from when someone first starts out to the moment where they've done the research and they've learned everything that they need to know about rideshare can be a $5 to $10 difference per hour. That really starts to add up at the end of the year when you do the math. Harry's book is a great one-stop shop to get those fundamentals down. That way you can decrease the time it'll take to start increasing your income per hour by learning the fundamentals of the rideshare industry and various tactics that you can take advantage of to maximize your earnings. The RideShare Guide is available on Amazon in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook forms. So if you want to add money to your friend's bank account in the form of a gift, get them the RideShare Guide. Number 15 on our gift list is a snack and drink organizer. This can be great as it's something that can offer passengers something to snack on during their trip. It's visible and it lets the guests interact with the snacks without making it a big deal for you. Imagine if you mentioned that you have snacks available for your passenger, then you got to reach in the glove compartment and give them a snack. It's just smoother if it's in a snack organizer and they can see it and get it. The 16th thing is an aux cable or a multi-USB power plug. This is important if you're a fan of listening to podcasts or audiobooks. You can plug an aux cord into your phone, plug that aux cord into your car, and you can listen to things through your car speakers. And let's not forget that a lot of passengers will ask you if you have an aux cord because they want to listen to certain music during their trip. And if you have an aux cord, chances are you're going to be a 5-star driver. So it makes a great gift. Number 17 is a car charger. A lot of drivers actually don't realize that they need this until they actually hit the road. And I was one of those drivers. I remember when I first got started and I was driving and then I had a low battery. And once I finished that trip, it occurred to me that I didn't have any other options but to go home. Ever since then, I got a car charger that plugs into my car, and I've been able to keep my phone charged while I'm driving. This greatly extends how long you can drive, and the last thing that you would want to happen is your phone to die while you're in the middle of a trip. That would be kind of awkward, wouldn't it? Those reasons and many more are a reason why a car charger would make a great gift for a rideshare driver. Number 18 would be some basic cleaning supplies that can be used to clean cars. A good example of this would be window cleaner or sanitized wipes. As you know, since so many people are going in and out of our cars, we need to keep it nice and sparkling. Of course, we have to buy this stuff to keep our cars clean, but if you give it to a rideshare driver as a gift, once again, that's affecting their bottom line for the positive, and they're going to like it very much. Number 19 on our list is an air purifier. This can actually be great if the rideshare driver also drives for delivery occasionally, because food has a smell, and people may not want to get in the car that smells like a crossbred between pizza and chicken tacos. So an air purifier goes a long way towards getting rid of unwanted smells. And if we're going to be honest, occasionally you might get a passenger that doesn't smell the best. And we don't want that scent lingering around. And the final thing on our gift list, number 20, is disposable masks. Now, regardless of how you feel about the matter, it never hurts to have them, whether you want to use them yourself or whether a passenger may want to use one. Having them definitely doesn't hurt. So with that being said, we covered 20 items that make great gifts for rideshare drivers. If you found value in this content, don't forget to subscribe if you're new and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we come out with a new video. We publish new videos every single week about the gig economy that covers tactics and strategies that you can use to maximize your income, and we cover news that happens in the gig economy as well. This has been Elijah with the RideShare Guy. I'll catch you in the next video. Be safe, be profitable.